because of what Kev said, and I got to give him a lot of credit. It's because Sean McVay decided to get off of him. Like, there are 16, 17 teams that would kill to have Jared Goff right now in the NFL. And he's played at a high enough level that we see. The one thing I don't think happens for Jared Goff, the criticism is not as strong when he doesn't perform. That's another, I think, so it's kind of like that guy that's like in the room and we know he's solid, but when he mess up, everybody like, it don't really matter that much.
Well, probably because he was discarded at one point. So you kind of say, okay.
It may have given him a little bit of freedom to fly under the radar when it's bad, but you can win. Like, we all sitting here at this desk would be lying if we didn't think you could win a championship with Jared Goff playing at a high level.
Yeah. So they were talking about Detroit Lions top playlist was Jared Goff underrated, and why does he fly under the radar of criticism? Honestly, they have not, and I've said this multiple times, they have not won. They haven't won. It hasn't been because of Jared Goff. That hasn't been the issue with the Detroit Lions. They haven't won because of injuries. And, I point to that Washington game. Poor coaching is flowing under the radar as well, too. As far as especially that Washington game. Always pointing back to the play where Goff got hurt. When it's 4th and short, 3rd and 2 or something like that, and they go 5 wide receivers, and Jahmyr Gibbs is averaging 10 yards a pop, and you have a healthy David Montgomery. Every time Gibbs is touching the ball versus the 32nd run defense, and for context, there's only 32 professional teams, meaning they had the worst rush defense or run stopping defense. Why are you going 5 wide receivers? Riddle me that, Batman. Why are you going 5 wide? Why are you going 5 wide? So that's something to be spoke on. Why are they going 5 wide? So it's all on, but like I continue to say, man, like I said, it's been bad coaching. Some of it here has been a bunch of injuries, which translates to bad coaching. Not preserving your players, some bad, general managing, some bad, player picking injury-prone players, depending on injury-prone players. And one can say they're wasting Goff's prime. One can make that case because you're not putting the proper guys around Goff. And I think Goff is a top 10 quarterback. And you can win a Super Bowl with a top 10 quarterback. We've seen teams win Super Bowls without top 10 quarterbacks. Sam Darnold wasn't a top 10 quarterback last year until he won the Super Bowl. He had a really good year in Minnesota, though. I mean, I guess you can make the case. But, it's, to me, he said he couldn't be successful, without McVay. He was successful with Ben Johnson, couldn't be successful with Ben Johnson. He was successful under, rinky-dink ass John Morton. And he was successful under Dan Campbell calling plays. Got his first victory with Dan Campbell calling plays. So you can get the job done. Is there some deficiencies there? With every quarterback, there's deficiencies. He may not be the most mobile quarterback, and that's something that he needs to work on. And he's not real slow compared to other quarterbacks. Once you look at his 40 time, he just clumsy. But in general, he is underrated. People underappreciate him. People in Detroit forget how I felt to have John Kitna, Joey Harrington, Mike McMahon, Eric Kramer, Andre Ward, Rodney Peete, Charlie Batch. You know what I'm saying? People forget that. Matthew Stafford, you wasn't winning as much as with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford got put in a very superior position in LA, where they surrounded him with a bunch of talent. And that's something that Detroit has surrounded Jared Goff with a bunch of talent via the draft, but also the Rams put that work in via free agency. From Hall of Famers Von Miller, Hall of Famer Myles Garrett, potential Hall of Famer Eric Weddle, to Odell Beckham Jr., Robert Wood. I mean, he had a number of guys there. Aaron Donald. And, I'm not sure he was there with Ndamukong Suh. You know what I'm saying? But they had a number, and I'm probably forgetting guys. Andrew Whitmore. What was the tackle that's on TV? We can go over and again. Now Trent McDuffie. Now they got Myles Garrett. I mean, let's not act like Matthew Stafford went in there and changed that franchise around. He had a league high, 24 interceptions that year. So, I mean, I hate when people don't put everything in the context that it should be in. Put it in the context that it should be in. And, these injuries is the reason why Goff ain't got a championship. He played really, really well versus San Francisco, played really, really well versus Tampa. In Washington, it wasn't his fault. That was bad. That was a bad game plan. And I'm not a Goff defender, by the way. I didn't want him to hear to begin with. No disrespect. But he's been better than I thought he would be. But in general, it's not. It's been because of, injured players. And it's been because of, like I said, now Washington, it wasn't winning the championship anyway. They had 22 injuries on the side of 22 injuries on one side of the ball. Ain't no way you win the championship like that. You had two starting lineups full of injuries on one side of the ball. First string and second string injured. Ain't no way you win the championship like that. Home field advantage, 14-2, 15-2, whatever they was. You wasn't winning the championship like that. You should have beat Washington, but guess what? They decided to throw the fucking ball versus the worst rush defense. Once again, bad coaching. Run the fucking ball. Every time Gibbs touched the ball, he was getting damn near 10 yards a carry. You could have just played ball control. Amik Roberts went down first quarter of that game. I mean, we could just keep going on and on and on. And they still haven't figured out the formula. Shout out to the DOC, the formula, if y'all remember that. They still haven't figured out the formula how to pick healthy players or keep players healthy. They hit too damn much. Dan Campbell can't help himself, and he may have to get replaced. I've been saying that. I like how aggressive he is on fourth down. I don't care. What's all the baby say? Nigga got shot and ran to the gram. If I get shot, I'm gonna let it jam until I'm gonna die and let it jam in my hand. Whatever he said. I'd rather go down and get guns a-blazing. Most people who play Madden, they go for it on fourth down all the time, complaining about Dan Campbell. But it's at the point where my biggest problem with him is he don't know how to preserve his players. And then I'm willing to put up with Brad keep picking injury-prone players because he's such a goddamn good GM. But that 2024 draft, and you had bad drafts, that was horrible. That was horrible. That was horrible. So we'll see what Blake Miller, what he hitting on, and Moore, and a lot of them guys looking good. Keith Aberney, whatever his name, from Arizona State. But, I mean, you had bad times. Ain't nobody out here batting 1,000, bro. But Goff is underrated. He is. I think we underrate him. We underappreciate him in Detroit. I'm guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? Because if they was healthy, he had about 2 rings in this motherfucker. He had 2 rings. I'd take him in the clutch over Matthew Stafford, to be honest. That's just my opinion on it. When Goff hot, he hot. When Stafford hot, he can go back cold. I thought getting to the gym early with nobody gonna be here. Bullshit. Bullshit. Got a good spot. But hey, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.